1 month already in. Our May, our May PA meeting. This is the agenda. Mr. Newman does want to speak first, so please welcome Mr. Newman.
I know you have a fairly long evening with elections coming up and whatnot. I don't have much to talk about. Not really so much of anything. I'll just take some questions if anybody has any. Questions? Oh, questions. What do you got?
The junior parents are asking when will they find out their schedule for next year, like their courses they take.
You mean the actual schedule?
No, like what courses, like the AP classes.
The tentative classes, just the list of what they'll take, what they
Oh, yeah. I should know that date. I have it somewhere. It is, let's say 2.5 weeks. That sounds good. But I do have it on my desk, I have an exact date. But yeah, very beginning of June. Yeah.
for rising seniors, college essays.
Yeah.
I remember last year they were tutoring for the rising seniors during the summertime. Is there?
Oh, like a writing workshop sort of thing? We could absolutely do that. Absolutely.
I think that was provided by the school or it was funded by the PA.
We're doing it. That's funded by the
Oh,
PA.
I'm sorry. Yeah, it's a question for,
Just real quick, it'll be funded by the PA again. We're working on the details right now, and you're gonna hear from us soon.
And will the parents will receive an email or the students will receive an
I think both.
email? Okay, great, thank you.
okay, so the answer to that is the PA's got that handled and it'll happen over the summer and it'll be covered by the PA. The writing workshops for seniors for college. Any other questions? Yeah.
So for the recent AP test, there's a lot of kids are complaining about the iPad keyboard
Yeah.
and hard time to write, especially on the writing piece of it. Is most of the school that I know they're using Chromebooks, which is easier to take the exam. Are we looking anywhere to?
We're not going to shift to Chromebooks. I literally just bought 1,200 iPads, and that's what we're using, and I didn't buy 1,200 Chromebooks. We surely like the versatility of the iPad. Look, the complaints seem to be coming around, not so much about like screen size and whatnot. I think that the keyboards are a bit wonky for them. The keyboards are not part of the iPad. They're an accessory, right? The reason we like them is that we don't have to charge them. They take their charge straight from the iPad, which is pretty cool. I mean, we could even look into getting, they talk about like, the softness of the keyboard, and it's not like a hard, rigid, normal keyboard like you would get on a desktop. We honestly could get desktop-like keyboards and have them be, Bluetooth and have them be large and like in front of the thing. We could look into doing that. Those aren't super expensive. The only problem with that is that then we have to charge them independently, which is another thing. But keyboards pretty much have a long-lasting charge. But look, I mean, I'm not going to blame everything on this, but, it was our first time out of the gates. Even the first day, as you may have heard, there surely were some hiccups that did not last the other days. First day that we did, large computer-based exams and whatnot, and there definitely were some hiccups. And we are soliciting student feedback to see, how we could be better going forward. But each day, we have been getting a little bit better and a little bit better, like all sorts of things. Students not waiting outside, like everything's getting a little better. Yeah.
I would just speak to the Chromebook issue. My daughter in middle school took a lot of exams on the Chromebook, and the keyboards on those is far, far worse.
Yeah. I mean, it's also, I think they keep talking about the softness of the keyboard, that they're like, that it's just not, they're like a key to like hit and whatever. But, I mean, we could look around that. I don't think, Chromebooks are the answer either. I just think that if keyboards are where it's at, we could look into getting other keyboards. It's a lot. Any other questions? Yeah.
Another one about we switched to overgrad, right? Do you know when we're going to transfer all the data?
When you're gonna,
Overgrad?
what about over, like when it's gonna start?
When are we going to transfer all the historical data to overgrad?
Yeah.
Okay, the
I mean, as far as, like I'm concerned, on July 1, we are moved over to Overgrad. And so that'll be taking over all that stuff. And so, yeah, I mean, probably, I don't even know. I imagine that we'll send the last, transcripts and whatnot. But, over the summer for colleges, they want to see a final transcript. But after that, I think, we're migrated over. And I think when you play around with it, you see the features are pretty good and it's pretty intuitive and it does everything that we formally have and more. And so I think we're really excited about it. And Overgrad, by the way, it does other things than college services. It runs CTE programs that we're going to use, and it does all sorts of other things that are not college functions. So it's really a lot bigger than that. And so it's a great piece of equipment.
So
Yeah.
I think that you may have been asking if the Navient stuff is going to be transferred over to Overgrad.
Oh, what do you say?
Is the Navient stuff going to be transferred over to Overgrad so we see trends from the last?
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, if that's what you were asking, yeah. So if you want to see historical trends over 5 years and acceptances and whatnot, that's all going to get migrated over. Absolutely.
When the parents asking when it's gonna get transferred over.
I imagine it's really going to get transferred as we're migrating over. So it would probably be a June thing. And then you'll be able, once we launch it, it'll all be in there. So it's not like you're going to access Overgrad and you're going to start using it and then and then we're going to build it up, after it begins. When it begins, for the fall, over the summer, we'll have all that data will be in there already. Yeah.
In the past, I know that you had mentioned that the amount of colleges to apply to was somewhere between around 15 and 20. Am I remembering that correctly?
16 or 20 colleges,
To apply to.
yeah, suggested?
I think I remember asking the question.
Yeah. That's too many. So,
And I thought the consensus was 15 to 20, but that's why I'm asking. Maybe I remember correctly.
so you're asking, like, what's the average amount of colleges that kids apply to?
That a student should apply to.
Yeah. So, 15 to 20 is a high number. I know that, a lot of our students go in that 15 to 20 range. That's a really, really high number. I mean, hey, it's nice to get into 15 schools and then decide afterwards, but it's sort of like, in my view, you're sort of pushing the decision down the road. Like, let's see what I get into and then I'll decide where I want to go, right?
What's a smart number, or what's
I mean, it also depends on, look, if you can isolate what you really want, a smart number is much lower than that. If you know you want to go to a school in the Northeast and you want to go to a state school, and it might not be New York State School, but you want to go to a state school, and that's what you're looking at, your number should be 8 to 10, right? And so, but if you don't know what you want to do and you're applying to schools all over the place, you really need to, I could see 15 to 20, but that's only because you really haven't done your homework and you haven't really figured out what's right for you. You need to get on the road and see these schools. When I went with my daughter and she had all these ideas about what she really wanted, and we found out by getting on the road what she really wanted, and all of a sudden her list shrank dramatically. Like on paper, all these places look good. You go on their website, they all look good, right? And so, and trying to find out what you really want, right? Not just like, I'm going to apply to a bunch of great schools and I know that this one is the best one of all these, so that's why I want to go, right? You need to really visit it and see if it's a good fit for you. Just because on paper everybody says it's a great school, it doesn't mean it's a great school for you, right? And that's really important. You're going to be there for 4 years, integrating yourself in the culture of that school, associating yourself with other people in that school. It has to be a good fit, right? Not just like everybody says it's a great school, if you catch my drift. So I think where the rubber meets the road is really getting out there and visiting these schools, and you'll find that many of the schools that you thought you really wanted to go to, you get there and you're like, not for me. Or you fall in love with a school. That's a little tough too. You fall in love with one school and then you don't get in, and then, that's another thing. But you fall in love with this school, our college office can tell you that if you love this school, you love these 4 other schools also. So apply to all of them, because this is the area that you're looking at. And so, yeah, so I think
I'm glad to hear that 15 to 20 is too many, because we really don't want to apply to that.
it's craziness.
Smart about it, you know.
It's literally, like I said before, it's not doing your homework before. It's just throwing it in there and doing your homework after. Like, oh, if I play 20 schools and I only get into 4, like now I only have to decide between 4. But if you did your homework, you might also realize that the other, I don't know, 12 schools or something you weren't going to get into, right? And so, just try to figure that out, and so especially what they want. But getting on the road is very important in going to these schools. So, yeah.
Mr. Newman, do you have any idea how College Now works? We got an email urging our students to apply for the program, but there are only 2 colleges listed, and we were told there was a liaison here at the school. Does the student have to talk to the liaison? How does that work?
Yeah, I would imagine that somebody from the college office. Look, a lot of schools push College Now. It's a lot of high schools, and it's a big thing for them. It's not a huge thing for us, right? We don't have College Now courses all over the place. And it's not because a lot of our schools don't, students don't go to CUNY. A lot of our students do. But for lack of a better thing, we have all these AP classes, and so like having a big College Now program, the biggest AP program, it doesn't seem to like mesh so well. And so, of course, all the CUNYs accept all your AP scores of 3 or above, and so that's sort of the direction, like it or not, that's sort of the direction that the school has gone. But we do have some College Now.
This was for a summer course.
Oh, okay, yeah. We will have a, I don't even know who the liaison is, but you could send it to Ms. Cuesta. It's somebody in her college office is designated as the College Now liaison. I don't know, I'm not saying be wary of those courses, but I don't know. I mean, it is another opportunity to get college credit.
It's just a better option than having her sleep till noon every day.
I hear you.
They
What was
work
that?
so hard during the year, let them rest.
Let them work. Yeah.
Only 8 weeks off.
So you're not limited to just the 2 schools that Brooklyn Tech has a relationship. You can go to any CUNY. Just that Brooklyn Tech has priority those schools.
Oh, okay.
And College Now is great because a lot of schools have limits on AP credits that they'll accept.
Yeah.
The College Now credits, as long as it transfers to that school, so you can leverage both AP and College Now credits.
Yeah, so it was pointed out, did everybody hear that? Thank you for that. And so pointing out that we have preference on those 2 schools, but you can go to other schools as well. And there's not such a limit on the College Now credits that you can bring in. So thank you for that. Any other questions? Yeah.
Speaking of AP test scores, I'm not talking about the AP class overall, right?
Yeah.
I'm talking about the AP test itself that these kids took. On their college application, do colleges look at the actual AP scores during the application, or they only look at it once they get accepted, and then they decide, oh, we can give you don't have to take, history 101, because you got.
No, they do look at them, and so, obviously they're not going to see your senior scores, right? But they do look at them. A big thing for colleges, regardless of the score, is that you sat in the class, right? We see that they offer AP US History instead of regular US History. Why didn't you take the AP, right? And so at certain schools start asking those questions. They want to see that you've sat in the courses and you've done well in those courses, right? And then the culmination is a score. They're not going to be like, oh, this person has all these 5s and they think they're going to come in here with a year of college credit. It's not a disadvantage by any means. There are definitely schools that want to see, this is the punctuation point. You got a 90-something in the class, you took the class, you did well in the class, and then you did well in the exam, right? And so they see that as a success story. So even, students or parents might say, oh, if you get a 4 or a 3, this school's not going to accept and whatnot. But being in that class and getting a good grade, whatever that means to school, does help you to get admitted to that school. And so, but Some will look at the whole package and see the final line of what you got on the exam as well. And so, and even if they're saying, oh, you're gonna retake calculus in our school anyway because you're an engineer and you're gonna take calculus with us no matter what, and we're giving you 3 credits of general ed credits, that situation that you were in AB calculus, did well in the course, did well in the exam, helped you to get into that college. And so they wanna see that, right? So in some ways, we're a victim of that type of success. They see, if you're at a school that has hardly any APs, they don't hold it against you if you're not an AP. We offer every AP under the sun. Then the question is, why aren't you in it if you're not? So it does, you know, but I will say, and I know that people have concerns about the limit of APs, that is not going to impact your college admissions at all. They will understand that we limited it, and then you made a choice to take these APs instead of that APs, that's fine with them, right? And so those are choices that, you know, you make. I think they just want to see you in some APs. So, all right. Any other final questions? I think I'm getting the gong here. Yeah.
My question is regarding like the more rigorous courses, the major courses, are they well considered by colleges as well?
I can't hear one word you say. Did you hear that?
Are the major courses, like because they're not necessarily APs, how do the colleges view the major?
So colleges know about, look, many colleges will redo your GPA, right? They'll take out certain courses that they feel are not of merit, right? That is never happened to our major courses. They know, look, all the colleges know about the school, right? If you went to the college fair, you realize that all these colleges know about the school, right? They know the rigor, they know, understand the major system. They are looking very highly at these classes that, you know, the curriculums and what are being taught in these classes. So although you're not going to receive college credit, they do know, but they also do know that every kid at this school has to take a cadre of these high-level classes. You know, you have to be in a major, right? And so they're not going to give you college, you know, some of them do get college credit even though they're not AP classes. Some of them get you certifications, and then you can boast that, you know, you have the skill set and a license to mix concrete. Not everybody has that, right? Or you got a pilot's license, or, you know, a ground pilot's license. So I think these things are impressive. I think schools are even impressed that we offer these courses. They know they're all of college level. I think honestly, the next real step is to making sure that making partnerships so we can get college credit for all these courses that are clearly all college level classes. So, you know, not as easy as you might think, but we need to start moving in that direction. All right, anything else? All right, I'm going. Okay, Felix, something.
Okay, we have a lot to cover really, really quickly. So, a couple of housekeeping rules. Has everyone signed in? It's very important that, especially for this meeting, because we're doing an election, everyone is signed in.
Board members too.
Especially, not especially, but including board members. As a reminder, only parents or legal guardians of students at Brooklyn Tech can vote at the meeting. Candidates are running for contested positions will have an opportunity to speak. So only the SLT has a contested election. So at the end of the executive board election, I'll ask the 3 candidates to come up and just introduce themselves, and we will take a vote. Nominations from the floor are not taken at this meeting. We've just circulated the SLT election forms. So if you can clearly delineate with a tick or an X so that it's easy to see. If it's not possible for us to make it out, we may not be able to count the vote. So please be very clear when you mark the X's. As a reminder, the Brooklyn Tech Parent Association bylaws can be found on the school website at brooklyntechpa.org, and the New York City Department of Education regulation of the Chancellor, number A660, regarding parent association can be found at schools.nyc.gov. So without further ado, we are going to run through the executive board list. Tiffany and Kim are running as one ticket as co-presidents. There are no further nominees, so this position is uncontested. As such, the appointment of Tiffany and Kim as co-presidents are now affirmed. Congratulations. Next, for treasurer, Ken is the sole nominee for the position as treasurer. As there are no further nominees, the position is uncontested, and as such, the appointment of Ken as treasurer is now affirmed. For assistant treasurer, Shumei is the sole nominee for the position of assistant treasurer. There are no further nominees. The position is uncontested, and as such, the appointment of Shumei as assistant treasurer is now affirmed.
To be co-treasurer.
Co-treasurers, sorry, my apologies.
You're co-treasurer, wherever you are.
You've been promoted, a battlefield promotion. For recording secretary, Vito and Naeem are running on one ticket as co-recording secretaries. As there are no further nominees, the position is uncontested, and as such, the appointment of Vito and Naeem as co-recording secretaries are now affirmed. Congratulations. For vice president of communications, Sandy and Amy are running on one ticket for the position of co-vice president of communication. There are no further nominees. This position is uncontested, and as such, the appointment of Sandy and Amy as co-vice presidents of communication is now affirmed. I gotta take deeper breaths before I stop. Okay, vice president of event and volunteers. Monique and Leslie are running on one ticket for the position of co-vice president of events and volunteers. There are no further nominees. The position is uncontested, and as such, the appointment of Sandy and Amy as co-vice presidents of event and volunteer is now affirmed. Congratulations.
It's Monique and Leslie. You said Amy and Sandy.
I am so sorry.
Because it's recording.
My apologies. It is Monique and Leslie. Thank you for catching that. I do not make a good master of ceremonies. Okay, Vice President of Diversity and Community Engagement is Sharon and Iris. They are running on one ticket for the position of co-vice president of Diversity and Community Engagement. There are no further nominees. The position is uncontested, and as such, the appointment of Sharon and Iris as co-vice presidents of Diversity and Community Engagement is now affirmed. Almost there, almost there. Few more. Vice President of Fundraising, Teresa and Nadej are running on one ticket as co-vice presidents of fundraising. There are no further nominees. The position is uncontested, and as such, Teresa and Nadej as co-vice president of fundraising is now affirmed. Corresponding secretary. Chris and Jill are running on one ticket as co-corresponding secretaries. As there are no further nominees, the position is uncontested, and as such, the appointment of Chris and Jill as co-corresponding secretaries are now affirmed. Okay. For sophomore class reps, Lily and Michael are running on one ticket for sophomore class rep. There are no further nominees. The position is uncontested, and as such, Lily and Michael are now affirmed. Congratulations. Two more. Junior class rep. Craig is the sole nominee for the position of junior class VP. There are no further nominees. The position is uncontested, and as such, the appointment of Craig as junior class rep are now affirmed. Congrats. And senior class rep, which is my current position, near and dear to my heart. Lorraine is running for the position of senior class rep. Congratulations, you have a little bit of experience. There are no further nominees. The position is uncontested, and as such, the appointment of Lorraine as senior class rep is now affirmed. Okay, that represents the new executive board. One quick note is the SLT election. So we have 3 candidates running for 2 seats. I'll ask Gitu, Michael, and Nadej to please come up. Is there bios? Yes. Oh, perfect. Okay. Come on up. So Gitu's not here. I'll just read really quickly. Gitu is a software developer at Chase and has a passion about giving to the community. Currently, she is serving as the treasurer at the middle school, helping with various fundraising events and maintaining the finances for the PA community. I believe she's also a serving member of the SLT at Brooklyn Tech. Sorry, I can't, my eyes are going. So I think you can read the rest there. She's looking to help to meet goals of the community. So with that, if you want to say a few words.
Hi everyone, I'm Nadej. It's a pleasure to be here. As stated on here, I've been on the SLT for the past 8 years, and I've gained valuable experience. SLT's working to make our school better, and I just want to continue to help. So that's why I want to join this SLT to help the school achieve its vision. As a dedicated parent, I care deeply about ensuring parents' voices are heard and included in all school plans and decisions. I think we could all come together and work to make this school a better place for our kids. I'm committed to addressing any challenges. I'm not afraid. Promoting initiatives and actually just being a voice for you guys at these meetings. If you need to talk to someone, if you need to reach out, I'm always there, to listen and just to build a strong community. Thank you.
Good evening, all. My name is Michael, and I am the proud parent of a rising 10th grader, Cadence, class of 2028. I always believe in showing up, speaking up, and also supporting in our school community in any way possible. Professionally, I'm a realtor in New York City and Long Island for the past 10 years, and that gave me the opportunity to work with families from all across of life. Right? And that also enables me, that experience taught me how to communicate across cultures and also to solve problems quickly. And I'm very involved in my community back in Queens, and also we do a lot of fundraisings and also community service works to help the families in need because we believe in giving back to the communities. But more importantly, I'm a fellow parent who everyone wants, right? We want a strong, supportive school environment where every student, every family can be seen, heard, and included. And to me, that's very important. I was born in China and raised in the US, so I understand there's sometimes a cultural difference, and I also understand the challenge that many immigrant families face. Brooklyn Tech is not an easy school to get in. We should all be very proud of our children. I applied it, Brooklyn Tech didn't accept me, but my daughter made it. So, we're trying to make our life better for the next generation. And we're here to help and support in every possible ways. But more importantly, I believe in different perspectives and also welcoming different diverse voices. Taking action that strengthens our community, and I'm committed to make our PA stronger and more connected. So last but not least, thank you for your time and support.
Okay, with that, I believe everyone has ballots. If you can click check yes or just with an X on your 2 selections, we will start gathering up the ballots.
Next time we need a box. Seriously, we need a box. I'm being creative, okay?
I think 20 people.
Did everyone finish voting? That was really quick. It's usually not. When you were walking in, when you signed in, there were minutes on the table. I don't know if anybody has a copy or anybody needs a copy. You can just review them for a few minutes and then we'll take a motion to approve. Second motion? Okay. If you need more time, anyone? Okay, then we'll go into the treasurer's report.
Good evening, folks, and I'll try to be as quick as I can. For the month of April, our revenues increased by about $18,000, with $10,000 coming from annual appeals and the rest coming from gala ticket sales. Just a reminder, the gala will take place next week, and we certainly hope to see all of you there next Thursday. So having said that, that brings our total revenues to slightly around $337,000, and we are currently at 83% of our fundraising target. Moving to the right with the red bars, we spent about $29,000 covering a number of initiatives. This include, having said that earlier, $9,000 on the remaining gala deposit and the related credit card fees for ticket purchases. And in April, we also sponsored the dinner for the college reps. But more importantly, we express our appreciation to our Rockstar teachers by hosting them a hot meal in the month of April. Okay, I think they all deserve that. The other spending items include some miscellaneous stuff, such as printing supplies for students in the cafeteria and additional supplies for the PA closet, as well as a slight spending for diversity initiatives. That brings our year-to-date spending to $268,000, leaving us a net income of about $69,000. And our cash in the bank at the end of April is $472,000. So that pretty much wraps up my report. I'll turn it back to our co-president, Tiffany.
Okay, Naeem and Leslie couldn't be here today, but we have the Basket Brigade, Teresa and Nadej, who have been helping with the gala. Do you want to come up and say a few things?
I'm gonna go first because my husband's waiting patiently outside to drive to Binghamton. So the gala, we're part of the Basket Brigade, and we hope that all of you take the opportunity to come together to celebrate your kids. This is the one opportunity where we come together to fundraise, meet each other, commiserate, and just join together as a family for Brooklyn Tech to celebrate and become a community. Because our kids learn from example, and if we come from a community of support, they will in turn support each other. That's all I have to say. And bring plenty of money. We have made so many baskets, not just baskets for women, lots of baskets, okay? And there are a few baskets that parents will be interested in, like the AP book collection that we put together, curated by editors for the AP English kids. We also put together toddler baskets, like for summer reading. We can thank the publishing industry, who I've called in lots of favors for, that helped. But we hope to see you all at the gala. And I'm gonna turn it over to Nadej.
So the gala is next week, Thursday, from 6 to 10 p.m. And we're going to have music, buffet, dancing, a lot of auction items, as Teresa mentioned. And it's at the Diker Beach Golf Course. And like Teresa said, we've been working the past several weekends just putting these baskets together. They're amazing. And I think the last count, we have about 100 baskets made. And this weekend, we're going back to Kim's house to put together more baskets and more gifts. And the one thing I would like to ask, if we need volunteers to help transfer these baskets from Kim's house to the space. And so if anybody has time next week, Thursday, they can reach out to us. If you can drive, bring a car, just bring baskets over, deliver, that would be really appreciated. Thank you.
And the theme is kicks and cocktails. So obviously kicks are sneakers and cocktails is, So, but we do have an open bar and it's buffet style. So it'll be very fun. You can dance, then get a drink, dance again, and eat. We will also have a dynamic guest speaker at the event. If you guys attended the vendor fair, it is Your Best Essay. Robert Schwartz will be there. So if you have any questions, he will be staying for dinner. So you can ask away. Okay, thanks.
Thank you, ladies. Yes, I just wanted to add that the gala is like the major fundraiser of the year. It's how we, get a lot of the funds going into the new school year. And we work so effortlessly and tirelessly and behind the scenes just to, make a lot of events happen at Tech. So some of the things that we fund is constant contact, the communication. We're helping with club and team funding. We pair up with the Alumni Foundation for faculty grants. Some of you may remember in the fall we did the teacher's wish list. We also support students in temporary housing and who maybe they need a laptop or maybe they need help with the senior dues, the package, and they want to get the yearbook and they can't afford a yearbook. So we just, really rely on fundraising to make this happen. I also wanted to add that the DJ is a Tech alum, DJ S1, who works for WBLS. Mr. Newman will be there, Mary will be there, some staff will be there. So it's a great time to just connect with not just friends and other parents, but also some of the staff as well. You don't have to be a Tech parent to attend. You can invite other friends and family. We have raffles, 50-50s. The winner gets half. So please spread the word. If you buy a table of 10, you also get some bonus raffle tickets. So thank you for your support. And are you guys done counting? Yep. Okay. The results for the SLT election? Do you want to announce it? Okay, the winners for the SLT members are Nadej and Michael. So congratulations. And that's it, unless anybody has any questions. I know Nadej said if you can help, you can speak to us after, or if you want to email BTHS president at at schools.nyc.gov, or you can even email bthsgala@gmail.com. I know a lot of you are also in the chat. You can even put it in there and just connect with us. So can I get a motion to adjourn? Second? Okay, thank you for coming out tonight.
Please grab some pizza on your way out.